so moving on now to the second Tomb Raider Witchblade comic. Now, like I said, I know there's a lot of other Tomb Raider. Top Cow did a lot of crossovers with Tomb Raider. They did one with with Darkness and Magdalena and a few others, but these are the only two Witchblade Tomb Raider crossovers that I own. And yeah, so I'm going to do the following one, which is Witchblade Tomb Raider, one half, which is it's a pretty decent crossover. But the problem is that it's pretty much the same story that the first story had, but while the first one centered around Laura, this one focuses around Sarah more. So the story is that the story is pretty much that there's these murders going around in Chinatown being perpetrated by what appears to be a giant dragon monster. And Sarah is getting really nervous about it, and she finds out Laura is also, tracking down this artifact, and they discover that this man is killing members of the Yakuza, out of revenge, and he also wants power. He wants more power. Again, this sounds very familiar. It almost sounds like copy and paste of the same thing. Oh, Laura and Sarah are going to team up to fight a man who becomes a monster. Yeah. It really just boils down to them teaming up and fighting the monster. I mean, I love the chemistry. This is the one thing I forgot to talk about in the first one. I love the chemistry in these team-ups between Laura and Sarah. I just love how these two can just get along pretty well, even though in the first one they kind of talked about, Sarah did not want to kill, for some reason or another, the old man that Laura, that became a demon and tried to kill the other mafia family. But in here, she's like, yeah, let's fucking shoot this guy. So, but again, I love how Laura and Sarah treat each other. It's not like one of those I don't know you, you don't know me kind of fights. It's not like they're arguing all the time. They are very much in tune with one another. Even though one's an explorer and the other one's a police officer with superhuman abilities. But we've seen an alien team up with the world's greatest detective all the time. And they become the best of friends. I'm not saying that Laura and Sarah become like BFFs, but they definitely have a lot of friendly chemistry to one another, and it's so cool to just see. It's very little. Here's another thing that I love about the Witchblade and Tomb Raider crossovers, because you see a lot of crossovers with superheroes from different comics meet, or different horror different horror characters meet, like a few other things like Freddy, Jason, Ash meeting, and comics always are such a cool medium for that. But the thing is like, where's I going with this? Is that it's very little that you see, crossovers that have comic book characters meeting characters outside of comics. Like Batman versus Predator. I mean, yeah, Batman versus Predator. Predator was a Dark Horse comic. Dark Horse was making Predator comics, but still, technically, he was a movie. The Predator was a movie character. So how cool to see Predator and Batman fight. And the same thing goes for like. There was a Witchblade Battle of the Planets crossover, which is technically Witchblade crossing over with Gotcha Man, which is an anime. That's one of the few times we got an anime comic book crossover. And we also got Transformers and New Avengers, which was a cartoon crossing over. And we even got Army of Darkness and Darkman meeting. So I love crossovers. I mean, yeah, I'm technically the crossover guy. I'm the crossover guy, the whole of the group of friends I'm in. But yeah, getting back to this, it's so cool to see a video game character meet a comic book character, or a video game character meet anything for that matter. But yeah, I just love this story, even though I'm not I'm not the biggest Tomb Raider fan. I mean, yeah, I know the story of Lara Croft and all of that, but I've never really played the Tomb Raider games. But it was just so cool reading this. That was the big thing. It was just such a cool thing to read. But again, I have to say, the art was good, the characters were good, but it's pretty much the same story. It is more or less the same story as before. That's the biggest hindrance with this. But again, I think this is more for the fun of, hey, Lara Croft and the Witchblade are teaming up. How cool is that? Yeah, I can't deny that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just too big. Maybe I'm just overthinking that. Rather than just shut my brain off and enjoy them meeting and teaming up, rather than just using the same plot over again. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this review and the other one, and I will see you guys later.